Hello everyone, I'm Sudha Udaya. Welcome to today's unit in the Building and Construction Programme. Before we begin, I want to remind you of the purpose of this programme. Each unit is designed to give you the knowledge, skills and industry behaviours required to become a competent and confident building practitioner in Australia. Throughout this course, I'll be drawing on more than 30 years of hands-on experience in residential and commercial construction. My goal is to connect the theory directly to real project situations, showing you how the National Construction Code, Victorian regulations, WHS requirements, and industry standards apply on actual work sites. As we move through each topic, think about how these principles translate into the decisions builders and site managers make every day. By the end of each unit, you should feel more prepared to apply these concepts in practical, safe, and compliant ways on the job. Let's get started. Today's session is Module 3, Volume 2, Section 1, Establish Business Plan, Part 2. In Part 1, we covered the foundation of the business plan. In Part 2, we focus on execution, resourcing the plan, implementing it, measuring performance, reporting issues early, and keeping the plan updated as the business grows in the Australian construction environment. By the end of this session, you should be able to identify financial, human, and physical resources required to deliver the plan, implement and communicate the plan to relevant stakeholders, measure performance using reports, KPIs, and corrective action systems, manage failures, variances and underperformance through review processes. Resource planning overview. A business plan must be supported by realistic resources. In construction, plans fail when projects are won, but the business lacks cash flow, labour capacity or equipment. Resource requirements usually fall into three groups: financial resources, cash flow, working capital, credit and contingencies; human resources, employees, subcontractors, supervision and specialist skills; physical resources, tools, plant, vehicles, premises and technology. The key question is timing. What do we need? When do we need it? Who is responsible for securing it? What is our backup option if supply is tight? Financial resource requirements. Financial resources are about staying operational while work is progressing and payments are pending. Key financial needs include working capital to cover wages, subcontractors and materials between progress claims, cash buffer for delays, variations, defects or weather impacts, overheads such as rent, vehicles, licenses, software, insurance and admin, contingency allowances for risk and price increases, access to finance where appropriate, such as overdraft or equipment finance. In practice, your plan should include monthly cash flow forecasting, clear debtor and creditor management expectations, triggers for action if cash reserves or margins drop. Human resource requirements. Human resources include the people to estimate, manage and deliver work safely and compliantly. Your plan should identify required roles, estimating, project management, site supervision, contract admin, finance, skill levels needed for your target project types, practical supervision capacity, how many sites per supervisor is realistic, training and licenses needed for tasks, plant and compliance requirements, whether roles are employees, subcontractors or specialist consultants. In Australia, correct worker classification matters. Employees are paid wages and work under direction. Contractors invoice and control how they deliver services. Misclassification can create tax, super and workplace law risks. Physical resource requirements. Physical resources support productivity, safety and quality. Typical requirements include tools and site equipment, including safety gear and temporary works items, plant and machinery, owned or hired, depending on utilisation, vehicles and logistics arrangements, premises, office, storage, and secure yard space where needed, technology, estimating, accounting, scheduling, and document control systems. Your plan should cover buy versus hire decisions, maintenance schedules and replacement timing, availability risks, lead times and breakdown contingencies. Compliance requirements such as inspections and servicing records. Position descriptions. Position descriptions turn the plan into accountability. They help recruitment, performance management, and role clarity across sites. A strong position description includes role title and reporting line. Purpose of the role. Key responsibilities linked to the business plan. Required qualifications, licenses, and experience. Key performance measures. What good performance looks like. Communication and handover expectations. In construction, clear position descriptions reduce common issues such as scope gaps between supervisor and project manager, variation control confusion, inconsistent quality checks across projects. Develop the business plan. Developing the business plan means combining strategy, resources, and controls into a practical roadmap. A construction business plan typically includes market focus and service offering, financial forecasts, revenue, margins, overheads, and cash flow. Resource plan, people, subcontractors, equipment and systems, risk and compliance, WHS, environment, licensing and quality controls, key actions with timeframes, what happens first and what comes next. Keep assumptions visible such as labor rates and availability, material lead times, typical contract terms and payment cycles. A good plan is clear enough to guide decisions, but flexible enough to adapt. Implement the business plan. Implementation is where plans succeed or fail. It requires turning the plan into actions and routines. Implementation steps include breaking the plan into tasks and projects, assigning an owner to each task, setting timelines, for example 30, 60 and 90-day priorities, allocating budgets and resources, setting a reporting rhythm to track progress. In construction, implementation should connect to everyday controls, tender review and approval, procurement and subcontractor engagement timing, site reporting and job costing updates, monthly finance reviews and cash flow checks. Communicate the plan to stakeholders. Communication is essential, so the plan becomes shared direction, not a document held by one person. Stakeholders may include owners and managers, supervisors, project managers, estimators and admin staff, key subcontractors and suppliers, repeat clients and business partners, external advisors, accountant, lender, insurer or consultant. Effective communication includes a short summary of priorities and targets, clear expectations for roles, reporting and compliance, what is changing and why, how feedback will be gathered and acted on. When people understand the plan, implementation becomes consistent across projects. Confirm skilled labour is available. Before growth or new project types, confirm skilled labour availability. Winning work without capacity increases defects, delays, and safety risk. Practical checks include reviewing your subcontractor panel and their forward capacity, identifying shortage trades and booking early, confirming licenses and competencies meet project requirements, considering labour hire or specialist contractors for peak periods, building longer-term pipelines through apprenticeships and training partnerships. Benefits of skilled labour include higher productivity and fewer errors, better compliance with specifications and the NCC, stronger safety behaviours and site coordination. Skilled labour directly protects time, cost and reputation. Analyze current workforce capability. Workforce capability analysis compares what the plan needs to what you currently have. Practical tools include skills matrix, qualifications, licenses, experience and gaps. Reviewing performance records, quality, productivity and safety behaviour. Checking supervision capability for multiple sites. Identifying specialist gaps, scheduling, contract admin, estimating accuracy. Focus on capability that drives delivery. Can the team coordinate trades and manage variations? Can they maintain documentation and compliance? Can they lead site teams and communicate with clients? The output should be clear actions. Train, mentor, recruit, or outsource where needed. Performance measurement system. A performance measurement system keeps the business plan measurable and manageable. Key elements include KPIs linked to objectives, financial, delivery, quality, and compliance, a reporting schedule, weekly operational checks, and monthly financial review, reliable data sources, job costing, timesheets, site reports, defect registers, assigned responsibility, who reports, who reviews, who acts. Common construction KPIs include gross margin and cost to complete variance, program milestone achievement, defect rate and rework cost, variation recovery and claim timeliness. Measurement is not about blame, it is about early decision making. Business reports. Reports turn performance data into action. Good reports answer what happened, why, and what we will do next. Common report types include financial, profit and loss, cash flow, debtors and creditors. Project, program status, cost to complete, variations and risks. Quality, inspection results, defect and rework trends. Compliance, WHS incidents, audits, training completion. Client, progress updates, issues and resolutions. Tips for effective reporting. Keep it short and consistent. Highlight exceptions and trends. Provide clear recommendations with owners and due dates. If reports are readable, they get used. If they are too long, they get ignored. Failures and variances. Businesses must report system failures, product/service failures and variances as they occur, not at the end of the job. Examples include system failures, missed approvals, incomplete records, weak change control. Product failures, defective materials, failed inspections, non-compliant work. Service failures, missed deadlines, communication breakdown, complaints, variances, planned versus actual cost, time, labor hours, or productivity. Early reporting matters because variances grow if ignored. Corrective actions become more expensive later. Management cannot adjust resourcing or strategy in time. A healthy culture treats reporting as problem-solving, not finger-pointing. Reasons and immediate responses. Failures and variances often repeat for the same reasons. Probable causes include estimating errors or unclear scope, poor sequencing or trade coordination, labor shortages, overtime reliance and fatigue, supplier, lead time delays or material substitutions, weak supervision, unclear SOPs or insufficient training. Variations not documented and priced promptly. Immediate response should be structured, contain the impact, stop, isolate or resequence work. Identify root cause, not just symptoms. Assign corrective actions with clear owners and due dates. Update procedures, training or supplier controls to prevent repeat issues. FRACAS, Reporting and Corrective Action. FRACAS stands for failure. Reporting, Analysis and Corrective Action System. It helps the organization learn from issues and prevent repeats. A practical FRACAS approach includes report the failure, what, when, where, and impact. Analyze root cause, process, people, supplier, design or communication. Assign corrective action, clear task, owner and due date. Verify effectiveness, confirm the fix worked and the issue stopped recurring. In construction, FRACAS can be used for repeat defects at handover, ongoing delays in a trade sequence, repeated WHS incidents or near misses, recurring contract admin failures like late variation approvals. Analyzing performance against the plan. Performance reports should be used to compare actual results against what the business plan expected. Key questions include: are we achieving our financial targets and margins? Are projects finishing on time with controlled variations? Are defects and rework within acceptable levels? Are WHS and compliance results improving or declining? Are we seeing repeat complaints or repeated issues across projects? Use trends, not single events. One bad month is a signal. A repeated pattern is a system problem. This analysis guides whether to adjust operations, resourcing, or the plan itself. Redefining objectives and refreshing KPIs. As conditions change, objectives and KPIs should be reviewed and refined. Triggers for updating the plan include market changes, pricing pressure, demand shifts, labor shortages, growth, more sites, larger contracts, new regions, repeated audit findings, incidents or client complaints, persistent margin erosion or cash flow stress. When redefining objectives, keep them measurable and time-bound. Ensure they match current capacity and risk level. Update KPIs so they track what matters now. For example, a growing business may add KPIs for supervision capacity, subcontractor performance, and documentation compliance. Managing underperformance and ongoing review. Underperformance can occur at project, team, or organizational level. Managing it requires fairness, evidence, and support. Reasons may include skills gaps, unclear expectations, or weak supervision. Unrealistic programs or poor planning. Subcontractor performance issues. Resource shortages or cash flow pressure. A practical process includes identify the issue using reports and evidence, discuss expectations and required improvement, provide support, training, mentoring, tools, or clearer SOPs. Set a short improvement timeframe and track progress. Escalate if no improvement is achieved. For ongoing review, use quarterly plan reviews and project closeout lessons learned. 360-degree review, where feedback comes from supervisors, peers, and direct reports. To summarize, Module 3, Volume 2, Section 1, Establish Business Plan. Part 2, we covered how to identify financial, human, and physical resources required to deliver the plan. Develop and implement the business plan through practical actions and routines. Communicate the plan so stakeholders understand priorities, roles, and expectations. Confirm skilled labor availability and analyze workforce capability gaps. Measure performance using KPIs and consistent reporting systems. Report failures and variances early, identify root causes, and apply fracas for corrective action. Analyze performance against the business plan, refresh objectives and KPIs, and manage underperformance through ongoing review. A strong business plan is a living system, resourced, measured, corrected, and improved over time. Don't forget, our LMS contains interactive learning video series. Please watch them as part of your study and link them to today's session. To support your study, we've introduced the AI Playbook. This tool simulates assessment questions and provides guidance. You can access it from your assessments. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Sudha Udaya, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.